word, people? It's your boy, Mack.
It's your boy, Don, and the bird is the word.
The bird is, in fact, the word, people. Welcome back to another episode of the Mack and Don Show, episode number 46 or something like that. We don't ever know the episode numbers. Yes, sir, ski. Hey, shout out to all the first and last time listeners, like always. Shout out to the people on Spotify that listen on there.
Shout out those guys.
Shout out to all our YouTube subscribers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to all the male listeners and all the female listeners. We appreciate both of you.
Shout out to the ladies out there, you know?
The old, the young.
Middle-aged.
The middle-aged. Can't forget about those. Shout out millennials.
I don't know what that means.
Me neither. They don't like being called millennials either, I hear, so.
Heck 'em.
Shout out Gen Z. Shout out Gen X. Shout out Boomers. Big shout out.
Hey, shout out to all the cornballs out there.
Hey. He's sitting right here.
All right, Don, what we getting into this week? How we feeling?
The regular Mack and Don antics, of course.
You already know what's going on.
And I'm feeling lit, my guy.
Let's do it.
Let's fucking do it.
Shall we pour up before we start?
We poeing up.
Poeing up.
Poe it up, poe it up. Watch it all fall out.
All right.
Does bartender Mack want to take care of this? Should I?
Oh, I'm not bartender Mack. I'm just Mack.
Oh, my bad. This is the off season.
I'm off the clock.
Yeah, he's like, this is personal hours.
Oh, wait, should you do the honors? It's your bottle. That's kind of too late.
It's a little late now.
Not all the way out.
You know what? If there's anybody that I want to do it, it's you. Okay.
All right. Smell test. How's it feel on the nose?
It smells delicious. It smells like it's going to taste amazing.
It smells very, very oaky.
Yes. Very much like that classic whiskey smell. It's cut with Rocky Mountain water.
Oh, yeah. We're sipping on some Tincup whiskey.
The 14er edition.
14er.
Man, that sun came and went, huh?
Hey, like a lot of you niggas' albums, it came and went.
A lot of you snake motherfuckers in the grass done came and went. Here I am out in the grass.
a lot of things done came and went. All right, Don. Cheers to the Mack and Don audience. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers to the Mack and Don show. I don't know if y'all know, but we official now, baby.
On a roll like Cottonelle.
Does cotton roll? I don't know.
No, like Cottonelle, like the... Never mind.
The brand.
Yes.
I know what you're talking about. I was trying to make a pun.
I don't think you knew.
Can I tell you a joke about paper?
I'm off for jokes.
Never mind, it's
I don't usually
terrible.
joke about my paper. No?
Do you want me to say it again?
No. It's terrible? I don't get it.
It's a joke about paper.
You should get better quality paper
But it's terrible.
from the better trees.
It's still going to be terrible.
It's been a long day. Maybe this was just not the best joke.
It was a good one. I felt like it was good.
Hey,
How do you make it?
Swing and a miss.
How do you make a tissue dance?
How do you?
Put a little boogie in it.
Okay, there you go. That was a real punchline.
Woo! Tough crowd tonight.
That was a real punchline, buddy.
Well, I said a punchline the last time. You just cut me off. It was okay. You son of a bitch.
All right. Let's move on.
Moving on from the terrible jokes.
All right,
This is damn fine if I do say so myself.
It's not bad.
I mean, I'm not complaining.
I'll never complain about a cup of whiskey.
Not about this.
All right. It's about to be summertime, and you know what that means.
My balls is going to be hot.
Yeah, that too. But I was thinking, that's the time when all the good movies come out.
What's coming out?
Let's see what we have to look forward to this summer, folks. And we're going to give our predictions and our rates on what we think.
Yeah, there's a handful of movies coming up.
All right, so first of all, we got the Equalizer 3.
Ooh. I couldn't tell you a single thing that happens in the second one, but I do remember the first one well.
Is that the one with Denzel?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. What do you think?
Gotta be crapping me. So I would say that 3 is the magic number for movies,
It's
right?
either going to be really good or really bad.
Exactly. So you have to make the third one the final one, in my opinion. Like Lord of the Rings did it the best, where it's like the first movie is legendary, the second movie is legendary, and then the third one kind of wraps everything up nicely. All great movies. Same thing with the Star Wars franchise, where like the best movies were the original 3 that came out, which would be 4, 5, and 6. Right. So I think.
Yeah, isn't it weird that you're just gonna start at number 4?
They were trying to Quentin Tarantino before Quentin Tarantino did it. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
They're
trying to tell the story at the end. Yes. Because
That's just
Princess Leia is asking for Obi-Wan's help, and Obi-Wan is such a small part of like everything that goes on in Darth Vader's life, in Luke's life, like.
Obi-Wan Kenobi is the most important character in all of Star Wars.
Goodbye, old friend.
But
May the force be with
what
you.
I'm saying is he goes off on a hiatus for like a long time, and he's not even Anakin's true master in the beginning. It's Qui-Gon Jinn. He gets murdered, and then Obi-Wan takes over the mantle as like, oh, I gotta raise this kid now. You know, what are we gonna do? So essentially. Yeah, but what I'm actually saying is the magic number for movies is 3, and if you go past that, you're gonna run into like this Fast and Furious franchise deal where it's like all of a sudden you're at 10.
Can we just agree? It's kind of weird for you to start at 4, though.
Yes,
Okay, that's all I need.
but they were planning to make 1, 2, and 3 eventually. You know what I mean?
And they did, but like, why start at 4?
To make it more interesting, you gotta have an interesting hook at the beginning, and if you start at the end,
Oh yeah, my hook is in the very middle of the story.
right? Is it the very middle?
If it's the 4th one out of 6 movies.
Right? Wouldn't that be the 3rd movie?
No, that's what you're saying. It's half and half. It's 3 movies and then 3 movies.
Right.
So the beginning, you're saying the beginning of the hook, the beginning of the 4th movie, which would be the middle of the series, or you know what I'm saying?
I understand, but like.
I'm just saying, you put the hook of your story in the middle, and you want to start there.
But doesn't that make it more interesting? Because you're thrust
It's just a
into.
weird move. It's just a
Well,
weird move.
I think
Either way, you're going to be thrust into a space opera.
I like it better than like exposition. You know what I mean? There is no really exposition in the movie because there's already a world built. So we are just witnessing an established galaxy, right? And they've been living their lives. And so that's why we jump into the middle of it, is because it's a beginning, sort of. It's a beginning, right?
It's a new hope.
Exactly. A New Hope is a beginning, but the
It's like
first, second, and third movies is an entirely different beginning. It's a separate beginning. It's not.
Hey, bro, you ever notice in movies nowadays, it's never like, they never be like, hey, 30 years later.
Right.
They be doing that in old ass movies for some reason.
I feel like they still do that. They still do that where they'll just do like a random like 15 years after or whatever.
Like in Les Mis, where the dude is just like
Young, and then all of a sudden he's old.
yeah, all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I've been in prison for 50 years.
Right. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan.
Fucking eventful ass life.
I'm not the biggest fan of like jumping like that. You know, it's not really necessary.
So
but
it's like,
to caveat that, have you ever seen what's that movie? It's a really good time travel movie. Arrival. Have you ever seen that movie?
I don't think so.
It's
It's have it in it.
wow, I can't think of her name.
It's not been that good.
It's a pretty good movie though. The concept of time and space in this movie is pretty elaborate. Basically, spoiler alert, aliens come down, they speak this language, and so they have a translator like come and try to like figure out what the language is, but the language ends up like altering her perception of time, so she starts getting glimpses of like herself in the future. like after she's already had a kid and stuff.
Future.
And so the aliens basically give them the tools to be able to see throughout time, like not singularly, like we experience time singularly, but imagine if you could see all events as they're happening down the road. And you're currently like,
fuck.
Yeah, it's basically like a time dilation thing. Like, are you familiar? You watched Interstellar, you know about time dilation, where basically like 1 minute on that planet is 6 hours here. So whatever, right? Basically, she's experiencing like different moments throughout time in the future and also in the past. And the aliens give this as like a gift to humanity. And it's kind of a weird concept if you think about it. Time dilation, you know?
It is.
But yeah, I don't know how that tied into what I was saying about 3 movies is the magic number, you know?
Yeah.
Because
I also don't know how we got here, but
I think a trilogy is just magnificent. Like a beginning, middle, and end. That's how it should be. If you need to mix it up like Quentin Tarantino style, then so be it. But it's not a necessity, you know? At that point, you might be even copying Quentin Tarantino. You need to do something original, you know? I don't really need a cold open. Do you know what a cold open is? I don't really need like them in danger and then like the record scratch and the freeze frame where it's like, this is how I got in this situation. Like, this is me. And it's just like a freeze frame of them doing something, you know? It's like, you don't...
Like Emperor's New Groove, they pulled that off so.
And at that time in the early 2000s, it had already become a cliche trope. Where to the point where they're like, we're going to make fun of this and do it our own way. And he's going to have an expo and like highlight the situations and be like an unreliable narrator type. But people still do it to this day.
Unreliable narrator.
I'm an unreliable narrator myself, so
yeah,
I can relate.
Don't let me tell the story. Don't get me to lying.
Don't tell me any secrets. I'll forget them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, as far as
all right, Equalizer 3. It's either going to be the best movie ever or the worst movie ever.
Yeah, so it's hard to say right now, but prospects say it'll probably be bad.
Ooh, okay. All right. What's this shit with Nick Cage? Sympathy for the Devil is an upcoming American.
Oh, God bless you. Can I get a synopsis of the movie?
Yes. Another one.
Oh, God bless you. Salute.
All right.
Gazoon tight.
Sympathy for the Devil is an upcoming American psychological horror film written by Luke. The film. Okay, I need a synopsis. Sorry.
Nick Cage has been on a roll lately, though. He's been making movie after
July
movie.
28th. Fucking Wikipedia is no help. It just says who it's directed by. All right. Has Nick Cage, Joel.
Hit IMDb.
Mm-hmm. After being forced to drive a mysterious passenger at gunpoint, a man finds himself in a high-stakes game of cat and mouse where it becomes clear that not everything is as it seems.
Oh, yeah, that's Vegas shit.
Forced to drive a mysterious passenger at gunpoint.
And what does the title and that give you like overall? Like what do you think it's going to be about based on those two things?
Sounds good to me, honestly. I'm already hooked.
It sounds like a good premise. Do you think the devil's actually involved or no? Sympathy for the devil?
I think it's like a saying. Like,
what is the saying? We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't know, folks. But I've never heard this saying.
You think it is like some supernatural shit?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Like,
No.
How do you interpret sympathy for the devil? Like, is it a literal interpretation or is it like
It's like a
figurative?
When they saying like, I've got a bone to pick.
Right.
No, actually,
Right. But what I'm saying is, what do you think?
Say, where's the devil at? Don't let me find him.
I'm a break it in. Just hearing it off top, what do you think sympathy for the devil means? Does it mean having sympathy for somebody who is like monstrous.
Yes.
So, like what? Like,
oh man,
I'm just trying to dissect the saying just off top. You know, like, what do we think this movie's going to be?
Trying to get deep into it.
We're judging a book by its cover, essentially.
I think it's going to be like one of those, like, mind twisters.
Really?
A little bit.
It just gives you that vibe?
Yeah, like a thriller.
Yeah, I bet it'll be closer to a thriller, like where it's like suspenseful.
Yeah.
Okay. What else? What else we got on the roster of movies? Because
Nick Cage, he doesn't go wrong.
he never really misses, to be honest. Tell me a bad Nick Cage movie.
It's not. Yeah, got me.
In the comments right now.
All right.
Put a bad Nick Cage movie. You can't do it. That's a fact.
Okay. They're remaking The Haunted Mansion. What do we think?
The Disney film, right?
Yes.
Man, what a disgrace to Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, my guy.
You don't even have to touch that movie. That movie holds up to this day. I watched it not even that long ago.
A single mom named Gabby hires a tour guide, a psychic, a priest, and a historian to help exorcise her newly bought mansion after discovering it is inhabited by ghosts.
So it's like an entirely different premise.
A little bit, actually, yeah.
It's not even the same movie.
It's not... Okay, it's not The Haunted Mansion, it's just Haunted Mansion.
Is it by Disney?
It is by Disney.
You know what probably happened is the rights probably were about to expire, so they had to reboot it.
It's like on BoJack Horseman where they do the different name and it's like, oh, the rights for that name are free.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They have to do it every so many years, otherwise they lose the rights.
Another Mission Impossible.
Oh God, yeah. Somebody told me about that, and I was like, that movie's gonna be dog shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to see that.
I mean, definitely not going to see it, but also not watching it.
All right, Lift. A master theft is wooed by his ex-girlfriend and the FBI to pull off an impossible heist with his international crew of a 777 passenger flight from London to Zurich.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a sucker for heist movies.
Yeah.
They've been done time and time again.
Get a crew together.
But it's tried and true every time, where it's like one last job.
One last
where
job.
It's like you're at a bar and then I show up and I sit next to you and I'm like, long time no see, and you're just like,
I got out of the game.
You're like, you son of a bitch, get out of here. No, I told you what would happen if I ever saw you again, and I just be like, man, listen, I got a job. All right, I got a job for you. It's gonna pay out big. You'll be set up for life. And you're like, I got out. I got out a long time ago. I got a kid.
Yes,
I got
a kid now.
I got a little girl to look after. The hell's wrong with you? Coming in my bar, telling me to come on one last heist with you. And I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm leaving my card. I'll leave my card, and then like late at night, you're like down in all these whiskey shots, and the card's like sitting on the table or something, and you're just like
having Vietnam flashbacks.
Yeah, just like heist flashbacks. And I'm just sitting in front of the phone, and it just starts ringing, and I'm like,
did we just write a movie?
And you're like, I'm in. And I'm like, I've been waiting for you to call. Yeah, we did. And
and then there's a montage of like, you've done it 7 other times and all the other people are together.
Right. I told X that he would definitely be our guy in the van. Like,
yes,
the getaway driver / the hacking dude, where he's like,
for sure.
Yeah. And so he'd be our getaway guy, and then, well, like a distraction. Like if we need her,
you said bait,
right? What kind of bait were you thinking?
Jail bait.
No, I'm thinking we're at like some fancy ball or something. You know what I mean? We gotta finish. We're picking up something important. Jewels, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Sorry, that took a dark turn.
I'm trying to put a team together. Like, let's put a team together. Who do you think would be like our demolition expert guy? Out of all of the mad friends.
Karis. He was in the military. He knows a little something.
He probably does.
Yeah.
He's our demo guy.
Yeah, for sure.
What else? There's a demo guy. There's always like a like the Tom Cruise like alpha guy. There's always like a chick, right? There always has to be like a girl wearing like a red dress and has like the earpiece. And she's like, I'm in. And she has to go like dance with the main dude or whatever.
I don't know, buddy.
We gotta put a team together.
Dicey.
We gotta put a team together out of all of our friends.
Team together out of all our friends.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be like the mastermind of this whole thing?
The George Clooney, if you will.
Yeah, because it can't be me.
I'll do it. I'll take it up. What are you gonna do though? What's your skill set?
I'm just the cool guy in the background.
I don't know if that's gonna cut it for this.
I'm just like the everyman that you would never expect.
Okay. I think you're the dude that wears like the disguises.
I'm like the concierge.
Concierge?
No, the concierge. From The Godfather? You told me you haven't seen that, right?
Yeah. Whoops. I feel like you'd be the disguise guy. Like you'd be dressing up as like a janitor or like some like electrical repairman, and you're like, yeah, I just need to get up into that vent there, and then you like tap into the security system for X to be able to like do all his fun shit, you know? Are you not feeling that? You're not feeling tech guy? Or this disguise guy? I feel like you'd be a good disguise guy, you know?
Yeah, because I'm, what do they say, racially ambiguous?
Right. You could throw a turban on, nobody would know the difference.
Yeah, I guess.
Or a yarmulke.
Yamika.
Whatever you feel like doing, bro.
Yeah, fair enough.
No judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone.
What do they call the non-Jews? Goy.
Yeah, it is goy. I thought there was another word for it too, but
Something like that. Shout out Ari Shafir.
we're worthless.
Hey, have you seen Bert's new special? No? It's pretty good.
You watched it?
I did.
Yeah. You liked it?
Yeah, I'd say.
Yeah. It's so funny because I watched the pod, like, or their podcast anyway, like every Monday.
Oh, yeah.
At the very least, you know.
What's up with Tom? He hasn't really seen a stand-up in a minute, I feel like.
I know, yeah. Since we were like in high school. I mean, a little bit after that, but still.
He always had that one funny one.
Segura.
Oh, yeah.
The one dude who's like behind the bush and he's like, hey. He's like about to say the N-word or something. Something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah, he's definitely got some funny ones.
Yeah, 100%. One of my faves.
When we always talk about buying Rolexes, I'm just like, I'm going to be like you guys one day.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like,
old.
Fuck you money.
Rich. Yeah.
I want some fuck you money.
Like, they would, yeah, honestly.
Speaking of fuck you money, did you see that Elon took the W on Twitter and painted it white?
What does that mean?
So now it's Titter on the outside of the headquarters.
Oh.
He painted the W white, like the background, and so it just spells out Titter.
That's hilarious.
Comical, at the very least.
Dude, I got a real sense of humor.
He's just got so much money, he could just do shit like that. You know what I mean? Because he had a cover over it, and then whoever like owns the building was the landlord was basically like, you cannot cover that. Like that has to be for people to see, and so he just painted it white. He's like, well, I'll just paint it white then.
Just bleep that out.
Make it, and then he changes his name to one of those. I sent it to you, but he changed his name to like Phil McCracken or something like that, where he's like Barry McCockiner. You know, one of those.
Good old Ben Dover.
Yeah, and so it's like Drew Peacock. Hugh Janus.
All right. Now that is funny. Titter, not funny.
Titter's pretty funny.
No,
Tit.
not at all.
The word tit is just hilarious in itself.
I guess.
Or like booby.
That's
Is Booby slightly more funny than Tit or no?
they're both like 4th grade funny.
Right, but farts are 4th grade funny, but they're funny all the time.
No, that's universal.
Farts?
Yeah.
Right, so you laugh at that, but you won't laugh at like Tit.
It's like no, yeah. It's like when Joey Diaz was like talking about how he fired on the back of the bus,
And he like almost killed everybody, pretty much. He fucking gas bombed them.
Yeah, and he was like, one kid was like, "It's changing flavors."
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Come on, tell me that's not funny.
He said he pulled it into 3rd gear, and then he's like, yeah. Changing flavors. Ugh. That's fucking nasty, dude. That is fucking rough. Changing gears.
Now that's comedy, but
That is comedy.
all this titter is not comedy.
I guess it depends.
Leave it to a professional. Leave the comedy
To the professionals.
to the professionals. Joey Diaz, a true professional.
Yeah, I got mad respect for that guy.
Hey, mad flavor.
Every time I see him in Spider-Man 2, I'm like, that's fucking Joey Diaz.
Thanks, Joey Diaz.
Listen, Doc Ock cock sucker. If you want to get to Spider-Man, you got to get through me.
And I like how Doc Ock was like, all right.
Pretty much like, all right, I'm going to cook y'all.
He's like, about that.
Yeah. About that, I got mechanical arms. So,
Wait. I think there's a new Spider-Man coming out too.
what?
But the Miles Morales one, they ain't.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely right. That I'm excited for, but
Yes, that
I'm personally like, well, I can't even say that. I was about to be like, I personally find that really entertaining. Yada, yada, yada. Yeah, so does the whole world, dickhead.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking like about myself, where I was just like, oh, I personally find like the Spider-Verse movie entertaining. And it's like, yeah, the whole fucking world found Spider-Verse entertaining. So I'm like super excited for the second one. But
I've even tried giving the Marvel movies a chance. Not that good.
What kind of chance did you give the Marvel movies?
Like, I watched like the first hour of all of them.
All of them at the same time?
Not at the same time, but like, I watched the first hour of this one, and I was like, yeah. Then I watched the second.
The old movies.
Yeah.
Can you give me like actual names? Like, what do you mean?
The first Ant-Man, Civil War.
Okay, to be fair, the first Ant-Man kind of sucks because it's super boring, and he's like a tertiary character, so you can't like add him into the whole thing. Iron Man, you already know Iron Man's badass. Thor, admittedly kind of a boring movie, but not all of them are going to be like like they're all blockbusters, but they're entertaining to say the least. Like, they spend millions and millions of dollars on it, not for no reason, but because it's a spectacle. We've already had this conversation, but
I think they're just spending millions because they know people are going to go see it no matter what.
not no matter what. They can't just put dog shit on the screen and expect everybody to like it, because it's not dog shit.
It's not dog shit. It's mediocre.
Specific movies are mediocre, but not every movie is mediocre. It's like when the comic books were coming out, like not every comic book coming out was like a golden issue. Like, this is revolutionary to comic books. Like,
So
most comic books.
What percent of the movies can be mediocre? Like, you can have like a couple good movies.
The same percentage of songs on an album that can be good versus songs that are kind of like hit or miss.
All right, so out of 10.
Right. So 10 songs on an album. How many songs are going to be good on a 10-song album?
I like at least 7 if we're gonna say that Marvel is actually good.
Would you say that 7 is pretty average, or is that like a hard goal to reach?
Not with 10 songs. I mean, with 10 songs or 10 movies. Like, let's take 10 Marvel movies.
How many albums actually have 7 good songs though?
It's a good album.
And that's how I feel about the Marvel movies. A lot of them have good, like 7 good songs on them. If that makes sense. I'm trying to like equate it to.
That's what I'm saying. Like, let's take 10 Marvel movies.
Okay.
I bet you more than 7 of them are mediocre.
10 random ones?
Or in order. It doesn't matter.
I think if we did a 10 random one, then the likelihood that it's good will be high. Super high. Because you like superpowers and you like superheroes, and it's awesome to see those fights and those, like, basically everybody's watching it for the action. People love action. And so that's what Marvel is crazy fucking action of these super powered beings that we all wish we could be. It's fantasy. You gotta put your mind in the realm of fantasy.
For the story, though.
You gotta put your mind in the realm of fantasy, and the stories have depth. They not only do they have depth, but they actually have continuity, which is an incredibly difficult task to achieve.
I'd rather watch like some one-off shit, like what is it called? With Omni-Man.
Oh, Speaking of which, where is the new season on that? Come on, dude. Let's fucking go.
Like when Omni-Man fucks up the whole squad?
Whole squad and then his son?
Yeah, but when he fucks up that whole squad and everyone's like...
Oh, the knockoff Justice League, pretty much?
Yeah. Crazy talk.
If you haven't watched Invincible,
Watch that shit right
Stop
now.
what the fuck you're doing right now. Close this video. Like, subscribe, close this video. Go to Amazon. It's on Amazon. Just do yourself a favor and watch this show because it is so good. So good.
It's pretty good.
So good. And
I would way rather watch that. I would way rather watch that than any Marvel movie.
Okay, we need to get off this subject because you're just gonna make me pissed off. You're just gonna piss me off.
But why? Come on.
Because
that's just
so many of those movies are good, bro. You can't tell me Captain America's not a good movie. You can't tell me that.
First one?
Yes.
With like the fake Nazis?
Yes.
It's all right.
Very good.
It's like 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. And you said to be good, you only had to have 70% of your movies be good. 8 out of 10 is...
That's one. I'm just saying
good.
It's one of the good ones.
Right. Iron Man, 9 out of 10.
Which one? There's 3.
The first one.
And
I'm talking first.
And then you have 2 mediocre.
I'm talking first.
That's what I'm saying. They all
2 mediocre ones? What are you talking about?
Second and third are like, eh.
No. Well, okay. Sure. You're right. You're right about that.
You're going at 33% success rate right now.
Yeah, but we haven't gone through all the movies. You just you just don't have an open mind. You're going into it with a closed mind. Therefore, your perceptions are no. You didn't try.
The Avengers ones are pretty good. Like when they all get together. I'll say that. That's about it.
Yeah. Bless you. I'm trying to think of the other like OG movies.
Except Age of Ultron. That one was kind of like, are we fighting robots right now? All about that shit.
That one was good though.
That's
well, to be fair, the last time I watched it was the first time I watched it in the movie theater. So
you haven't watched it since.
Yeah. But I don't know. So let me ask you a quick random question.
Shoot.
When I say dog, and you picture something in your mind, picture a dog in your mind right now. Do you have it? Mm-hmm. An image of a dog in your mind? Mm-hmm. What kind of dog do you imagine?
Like a lab, like one of those. What is it? Old Yeller?
What color? Yellow?
Golden.
Yeah, like a golden.
Yeah, like Mr. Peanut Butter from BoJack.
Okay. Huh. Mm-hmm. Interesting. So every single person thinks of like a different breed of dog, you know? And let me ask you another question. Was it in black and white or is it in color?
Color.
Okay. You know...
What am I, colorblind? Who the fuck is just thinking in black and white?
So there's a study done that when people imagine objects in their mind, like say, for example, an apple, Some people imagine a red apple, like an image of a red apple. Mm-hmm. Some people imagine silhouettes, like black and white silhouettes of an apple, right? And some people
see a green apple?
Think of the word apple. And just think like when I think of an apple, I don't think of a red one, a green one, or whatever. I think of apple, and they don't think of images or anything. Like they're not capable of creating a complex image in their brain. And for me personally, I have like very, very, very detailed memories. Like when I read something in a book and then somebody reminds me of something in the book later, I can remember like the page, the paragraph, like the font in my head, like a screenshot of that moment pretty much. If that makes sense.
What are we getting at here?
Just like, I want to know where what your memory is like. What kind of memories do you form? Because if you only think of the word apple, like what kind of memories do you form? Is it just like all these black and white images? Is it just all these letters? Like, I'm just curious as to like what
how does this pertain to what we were talking about?
This is why I prefaced asking you this question by saying this is a random question, but I wanted to ask you like if I asked you like
about the Doge,
about the dog, what kind of breed of dog do you think of? What kind of like just kind of trying to get a gauge of like how your memory is, because I have a pretty sharp memory and I remember like lots of things in vivid detail, I would say. I don't know if you're the same.
I don't know.
What kind of memory do you have? Like, do you have a photographic memory?
Maybe. I feel like why would I feel like photographic memory is the wrong word to say. Like, you remember things in photographs, like cha-ching, 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 like that. Those are like stills. I remember things as like movies.
Right, but what is a movie except for a bunch of images?
I mean, I guess.
Thousands and thousands of images, right?
Yeah, but what are images?
But movies.
What is going on? You know?
Not much.
Well, I think we're getting way too deep.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
I'm like, where is this going? Asking me about memories?
Well, something reminded me of another thing where I was like, oh, I have a really good memory of that. And then I wanted to gauge how good your memory was on just in life in general.
I feel like I would tell you, but I wouldn't want the people to know.
Yeah.
Because they'll plot against you, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of social manipulation out there.
Yeah.
Like apparently that's how Jeff Epstein got into the social circuit, was just like
imagine if
manipulating rich people.
Imagine if like Spider-Man just got on the pod and was just like, yeah, man.
Mary Jane.
Here's my superpowers.
Yeah, like,
and this is how you could get me. Like,
I got all these issues with Mary Jane, and let me lay them out for you right now. Right now, my dick ain't been getting up. I've been shooting webs everywhere. Okay, you know,
I think we're definitely getting us something completely different.
I know, but imagine
you took this a completely different
imagine Spider-Man just airs himself out. You know what I mean? On the internet.
But I'm just talking about like all his like superpowers and shit. He's like, yeah, I got these spidey senses and like I be sensing when shit coming, and like I could climb on the walls, and like you just giving out your whole game plan of what you can and can't do. Like,
oh yeah, like your weaknesses and your strengths.
Yeah, and you were just like,
and they can play on that shit.
Photographic memory, and I can just see everything. And then when I read a book, this and this and that, and I'm just like the smartest man on the pod right now.
Hey, I didn't say it. He did. Okay.
And
if you're wondering,
I'm just saying,
Mack is the mastermind behind all of this, because that's why he doesn't want the people to know, is because he's the super villain of this pod.
What is it? 48 laws of powers. Always appear dumber than your mark.
Yeah,
you never know what I can and can't do.
True.
I'm a mystery.
Always gotta keep him guessing.
Yeah. Gotta stir the water to catch fish.
Mack is Victor Von Doom, if you want. Dr. Doom. All right. That's why he associates with He's like, all these villains are losing. This is why I don't like this Marvel's movie. This man's got a point. He's got a strong point.
Oh yeah, Thanos.
World domination.
Thanos was definitely spitting facts.
Hey, I mean, statistically, half the amount of people, everybody can fit in the Rocky Stadium. You know what I mean? Everybody gets a ticket. You know, everybody gets to go to the not the Broncos game, but some other game. Hopefully,
just took a left turn.
I think it took a right turn. Am I right?
All right. So we're gonna do the Mack and Don Would You Rather quiz. How should we frame this one? We did
the Mack and Don Would You Rather challenge.
Would you rather challenge? All right, we gotta pull some classics out.
Yeah,
some real diabolical ones.
Yeah.
Do you have any off top, or should we look them up?
So I got one off top that I'm interested in your answer.
All right, go.
Would you rather pee out of your pee hole a ping pong ball or have to shit out a bowling ball?
I feel like is an actual bowling ball, or is it like how am I trying to say this? Like, do I have an actual bowling ball that I have to shit out, or is it like a poop size?
It's a actual bowling ball.
Oh, sheesh! I think I'd have to pee the ping pong ball. So it'd be like passing a really bad kidney stone.
Like the worst kidney stone ever. Like, there's never been a kidney stone this size.
It's like a lose-lose at that point.
Right. You know? It's like there's never been a ping pong. Like, your dick is forever going to be disfigured, pretty much, right?
There's like no other way to get this thing out. You know? This seems extreme.
Okay. You can get.
It just says you gotta piss it out. Like, you can't just.
There's one other option. You can have
biopsy or something.
A P section. A ping pong section, pretty much.
Eek.
And they cut out the bottom and they pull it out. But the caveat to that with the bowling ball is the bowling ball can be one of those rubber ones you used to use in gym class, and so it has a little give to it.
A rubber bowling ball. I don't ever remember bowling in gym class.
Okay, at my elementary school they had rubber. Jesus Christ, today, Junior, rubber bowling balls and mats, and we used to do that. So I'll allow it if you're gonna do if there's also a C section for the ping pong ball.
Which one are you choosing? Jeez Louise.
Well, I feel like the obvious choice is the ping pong ball.
Is it the obvious choice?
Because I bet there's a bunch of women out there right now thinking like, oh, these men could never give birth to a child, you know? And it's like they have to give...
Wait, do you think a human babe, newborn, is about the size or about the weight and size of a bowling ball? I could definitely maybe see size if it was like an oval shape. You know?
Well, maybe a small bowling ball because babies get up to like 10 pounds.
Yeah. I think a bowling ball might be a little more than 10 pounds.
But you can get the 10 pounders, right? Like a kid bowling ball.
We're choosing the smallest bowling ball here.
If you got to choose which one you're going to shit out, are you going to pick the biggest, heaviest bowling ball, guy?
No, I'm just saying, like, that seems like a cop-out.
My guy, I'm trying to give you the out here. I'm trying to help you out. All right? I'm trying to help you out.
Oh, man.
Sorry, I'm being a hog. This is my cup.
It is your cup because it's my cup.
Get a little more.
Might as well.
All right. A little sippy sip.
All right. had a few.
Yeah.
Let's see. Gotta go back to the drawing board. Oh, where'd it go?
Did you like this the sensitive one?
Sensitive.
The sensitive hearing versus the sensitive taste buds?
Oh, yeah, let's do that one.
So would you rather have super sensitive hearing or super sensitive taste buds?
I just feel like taste buds would get me into trouble.
That is the craziest fucking answer you could have fucking said.
I just feel like I just started eating.
The taste... Hold on. Let's rewind a couple of seconds. Wait. I feel like the taste buds would get me into trouble. Wait, what? With who? The police? The horny police?
No, that's not what I meant.
Lock this dude up. Throw the key away on this dude.
No. I'm just saying, like,
that would give me
taste everything. Like, you ever get a bad taste in your mouth, that shit's stuck.
I'm like, why there's a hint of shit on this? Why is there a hint of dookie on there?
Like, you just get some food and you have whatever the last person that touched your tortilla on there.
I had a bowl of cereal. There was shit in my who shit in my cereal though. The cereal?
I'm just saying, like, you
There's a perpetrator.
Taste everything. Like, you just open your mouth and you start tasting the world.
There's God in there. You can taste the God. Take a bite.
Taste the outdoors.
Take a bite of this cornbread. Get a flavor of God.
I'm just saying, like, how sensitive are you? Like, if we're talking sensitive.
This guy's changing flavors over here.
Oh no! See, imagine some parts. You would taste it.
Your buddy lets out a silent squeaker. Imagine your buddy lets out a silent squeaker.
No,
like,
I'm just saying.
And you're like,
imagine,
motherfucker, did you just shit in my mouth?
Imagine your taste buds are this sensitive, and you just had to just taste everything you smelled. You just smelled something bad, and you just like, oh, I taste it. I taste it.
Imagine you're at the grocery store and you smell everybody's ass.
It already smells weird in there.
You're like, what the fuck is? Oh, dude,
you walk past the cheese aisle.
Yeah, you're right. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. But the sensitive ears, bro. I would hate to have sensitive ears.
You can make a living off of it though. You could be like the next Pharrell or next Kanye. Like, you just have the savant ears. You could just hear the best music.
Right.
You just be like, change the chord.
But I like what you said.
Oh, changed it.
I like what you said earlier, where it's like, what if you just wore like some noise canceling headphones and you could still hear like kind of normal outside of that? You know what I mean? Or what if you could make some like supersonic ear headphones that?
Yeah, they would take you in for testing. You know,
the government would get your shit quick.
Mm-hmm. That's why The Boys is so realistic. Like, the government would be all over superheroes.
Yeah, but have literally no control over them realistically. They'd probably just fuck them up psychologically, which is what they do in the show. Shout out to the government.
All right. Let's. I want to ask this one. Would you rather only be able to communicate by strumming your penis on people in Morse code, or have a dark clothed man always follow you and yell everything you think? I feel like diabolical enough.
I feel like that is a tough question because I don't want either of those things to happen.
I feel like I wouldn't mind that having the gentleman follow me and say everything I think.
But don't you have diabolical thoughts?
Yes.
And imagine the endless situations where that would get you into trouble.
That's just the life I'll have to live.
What does he look like? The Grim Reaper? Do you imagine the Grim Reaper in your mind? Because I do.
Yeah.
Ugh. So the Grim Reaper is loudly shouting every thought you have.
It's like from Billy and Mandy.
Oh yeah, that's kind of, I mean,
it'll be like that type of guy.
Dude, you'd be famous on TikTok for sure.
Yeah. What if he's like your schizophrenia friend?
Oh God.
Like on
I have enough of those.
Beautiful. Are you real?
I'm potting by myself right now. I've been uploading all this footage of just me.
Skylar's been on it the whole time.
Yeah. She's like, Mack was never around. He never got into that accident.
Or he did,
right?
And I've been dead ever since.
Just forget. just give it up, Donovan. He passed away in the accident. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Mack just came over yesterday.
That'd be a crazy like alternate universe.
Yeah, where like I took the pod on because. Yeah. And it's just me crying for the first like 10 episodes. It's just me in the fetal position. Why did it have to be him? You know?
That'd be crazy though, right? Like,
yeah.
I wonder what that universe looks like right now.
The Mad AU alternate universe.
Like, you ever just think about that shit? It's
the
like
cinematic Mad universe.
It's like on some butterfly effect shit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What
like
if in this timeline, like you just were never born?
Probability of every time you make a decision, there's a different, like it splits off into two different.
Right. I was watching this Neil deGrasse Tyson clip, and he was like, okay, he was saying there's a certain amount of people that have been alive ever. And then he was like, but if you take the amount of like DNA patterns that you can make out of like your DNA or whatever, like probability, like you said. And he was like, there's like way more. What am I trying to say?
For like DNA and like.
Yeah. Like if you take like every single DNA pattern possible ever.
There's an infinite amount of people that you can make out of that DNA, right? Or like.
I don't know if he said it was infinite, but he basically said it was a lot more than have ever been alive.
Right.
So far.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So he was like, the chances that you have been alive or are alive is way more than you of not being alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, because there are going to be people in the future. You know what I mean? Like people that we pass our DNA on to, and they'll have different DNA.
Imagine you were the best sperm.
Yeah. I mean, not the best sperm.
The fastest?
Just not even the fastest.
The one that came in. You were the chosen sperm.
The chosen one. Let's do that. One. The chosen?
Yeah.
The wise?
I don't know if it's the wise.
Well, I'm talking about the Hurdle Gang.
I know, but is it wise to have been the one?
No. You're right. Sorry. My mistake. Is
it wise to have been the one?
No, we are all fools. We all fools in God's eyes, okay? He has abandoned us.
That's a bar right there. Hey.
Absolutely. Timestamp that.
ain't no bunk beds in the graveyard, I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
What's the other one Godfrey said?
My grandpa actually wanted to correct us on the P's of life. I guess it's prior planning prevents poor performance.
Semantics.
It is semantics, you know, it's anti-semantic. So
prior planning, proper preparation, same shit.
Hey, that's
the same point across.
That's what I said.
I mean,
but you can't,
to disagree.
You can't argue with the man.
I'm about to say, this man has way more life experiences than ours.
Yeah, he's been alive longer, so.
Who am I to disagree?
Yeah.
Respect your elders, as they say.
Yeah. To him, we don't have a pot to piss in, as they say.
Yeah.
Or a hog to kill. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have a hog to kill. I do want to.
I got a fat hog.
I've been eating a lot of, like, bison and elk lately because of Joe Rogan.
Where do you get elk?
The butcher.
Wow. Butcher just got elk?
Yeah.
Damn.
They got everything. They got elk and kangaroo and...
How much? What's the price difference?
It's a little pricey.
Yeah.
I only buy a little bit.
Yeah.
You could choose like how much you want though. Like you could be like, just give me a 5 ouncer.
Right.
Or something like that. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot different than actual steak.
Very gamey, right?
Yeah, like it's like I don't know.
Have you ever had venison?
Yeah, that's what elk is.
What? Why did I thought only deer was venison.
I think it's in the same family. I might be mistaken. I don't know. I'm a little drunk.
So
9 times out of 10, I'm talking out of my ass.
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, my grandma makes a mean venison. Like lovely, bro. Like I wish I could have some right now, you know.
Yeah, I wish I could have some of my grandma's cooking too.
Yeah. Me too.
Oh man, yeah. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
All right. Are we gonna call Elijah, or is he not ready?
He said call him in 3 minutes, and it's 3 minutes, so
You have to give me his number though.
and here you go. What do you think? Can we give a rating on the 14er?
7 out of 10.
Yeah.
Yes.
Would drink again?
Oh yeah, I would drink again.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, Elijah. It's Mack, and you are live on the Mack and Don Show.
Hey, how's it going?
How you doing, man?
Doing good.
It's good to hear, brother. All right. We don't want to keep you too long because we know you're a bit busy, but
Busy man.
wanted to ask you a would you rather, okay?
Okay.
And you let us know your true thoughts. So you're stranded out on Desert Island, but there's a mermaid there. Would you rather the top half be the fish or the bottom half be the fish?
That's the top. Sucky gonna go crazy.
You said the top?
The top.
The top to be the fish?
Yep.
Damn, so you're really not trying to get no top at all.
Hey, because you think you're gonna go crazy.
That fish mouth go crazy.
Oh no. Because they're like toothless?
It's not even madam, so what do you have to lose?
Not much, that's for sure.
I don't think I thought of it that way.
Yeah, this man's a genius.
You were kind of quick with it. It was there was no hesitation.
Yeah, I thought about it.
You said you thought about this before?
No, I haven't, but
Is there any, let me ask you this. Is there any kissing action happening in this situation or no mouth to mouth?
No. I mean, maybe once I catch it, but that's about it.
I feel like no. If you're stuck on a desert island, you become a wild man, and you just like it's you know.
Just a little sucky, that's about it.
You take what you can get. Wilson!
Appreciate it.
How many years on an island do you think before you just become depraved?
15 days.
I'm thinking I don't make a year.
Yeah, easily 15 days. Sorry.
The moment I'm stranded, I'm done.
Yeah.
Ain't that some shit? Well, fair enough. Well, go Rockies, eh?
Yeah. Winning right now, but I will catch you guys later.
Yeah, we appreciate you answering, my man. We just wanted to get your insight. You were the first person we thought to call.
Well, I hope I was helpful in any future stranded island endeavors.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about you when I'm stranded on the island too, you know?
Hey, I'll be one out to you, that's for sure.
All right. We'll be sure to edit that one out. And we hope you have a good one, Elijah. Thank you so much. All right, Don. Crazy things been happening in the world.
Crazy things been happening. Go ahead.
Crazy things in the world. Look, it's okay when Drake does it.
Oh man, Drake's the type of guy to be like, crazy things been happening.
I needed this. Come on in, guys. The water's warm.
The water's fine. Oh no. All right, gang, let's split up.
Oh God. I'm gonna wheelchair Jimmy. All right.
Ooh.
Well, that kind of ties into the shooting, but okay. So,
great.
You're working at a
Bleep that shit.
All right. Make sure to bleep that. A robber comes in, hops onto the desk, waves the gun around and says, all right, everybody on the floor. And then he looks you right in the eyes. You being Donovan or whoever's listening. And he points the gun right at like a kid or like a woman who's pregnant or, you know.
A real tearjerker.
Someone who wouldn't want to be killed.
A kid with leukemia.
Yeah, something like that.
Something real diabolical.
Real diabolical. He's got some real bad thoughts in his mind. And he says, put the money in the bag.
Or the kid gets it.
Yes. What are you doing? Putting the money in the bag, it's kind of obvious, right?
So my training says put the money in the bag, right?
What training?
My training.
You're like Navy SEAL training?
Yeah, okay. Pretty much.
Okay.
My training says put the money in the bag, but
this completely took a left turn.
You know what my subconscious is saying?
About to fuck.
My invasive thoughts are pouring in at this point where they're like the sound of "don't be a hero" no longer can be heard. It's be a hero at this point.
Like the dude that's following you saying all your thoughts, just like get him,
yeah.
get him.
I'm gonna fuck this dude up. He's like telling your plan in front of you, like. But
how you tried to do me earlier.
Telling out your plan.
Yeah. Giving out all the secrets of my superpowers and shit.
Oh, yeah. You're like, too much has been disclosed. This episode is over. I'm turning this car around. But basically, I would be a hero, and I don't know how I would do it, but...
You would save the day.
I would save the day. You ever just, like, have those, like, daydreaming moments where you're like, oh, if somebody came in right now, I would run at them, and then I would give a sweep leg.
Oh, yeah. I always daydream about if someone broke in my house.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
I always think about that.
Ooh, wee.
Home protection.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah, I heavily believe in protecting your home.
Yeah, that's why I don't wear my AirPods in the house.
Oh, so you can hear shit?
Yeah.
I always leave one out if I'm at the house. If I'm at the gym, I use two, and I usually use the noise cancellation so I don't have to hear all the other shit.
Yeah.
But if I'm at the house by myself, I leave one out.
I'd be too deep in it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Because what if something's going down and your Mr. doesn't pay attention, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be me like, oh, man. They're doing something crazy in the background of this pod.
Vacuuming and like there's some shit going down in the background. Like, and you're like, wake me up before you go. And you're like, and there's like some horrendous shit happening. And
man, that's what you think I'm listening to.
Sorry.
Because you're goddamn right.
Yeah. How did you know?
Right, I'm like... You following me? I was trying to tell my coworkers that's one of the greatest songs of all time because you play it anywhere and everyone will know the lyrics.
Making my way downtown, walking fast, faces pass and I'm homebound.
You play it anywhere. Everybody will know the words. It doesn't matter where you're at.
You remember the other song that plays where he's like,
You're gonna make me lose my mind.
No, it's like N-word, and then they pause the music and they're like, you can't say the N-word, and then they're like, so nobody's listening, and then they're like, and then they all start going in on it. That you could not make that movie today.
Yeah, we've had
this same conversation. I know, but lots of movies you couldn't make today, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't mean to derail the conversation, but what is this all about?
Would be another one. Would be another movie that they can't make today.
Tropic Thunder.
Okay, but that's an obvious one. What about another one? What was really going crazy? Like most of Tarantino films, where he's like this big nigger storage, you know?
Yeah.
Bleep that one.
I mean, yeah. You only have to bleep it when you're not the one saying it. But as far as like movies that were like, I don't know, it's controversial for the time, is that what you mean?
It's like that clip of Drake where he's like, oh yeah, that's that nigger.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, Drake. Drake the type of guy to be like,
no, stop right there. All right.
But as far as movies that like were controversial, is that what you mean?
Do you think they'd be able to make Superbad again? Or something like that?
Yeah. I would say, why not? Right? Because there's nothing in there that's like too controversial other than the penises, but it's like,
there isn't any.
What's
penises.
A penis?
Oh, when he was drawing them? That's straight comedy right there.
And they're very detailed, but they're funny.
That's hilarious.
Underage drinking. But I mean, they just don't make movies like that anymore.
Yeah, kids these days are probably like doing black tar heroin. Like, you drink?
Yeah, with blackface on.
Oh man, I just imagine someone, a 15-year-old white kid, like losers.
He's like, fucking losers. That's the good stuff.
It's like I think we've talked about this movie before. You've seen Trainspotting.
Oh yeah, with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah,
that's such a good movie.
Good old. Yeah, it's okay. Towards the end, it gets like, what's going on here?
Yeah, it turns into like a whole different movie, kind of.
A little bit like a heist movie.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah,
it turns into a heist at the end.
It does.
Why do all movies low key turn into a heist?
But that whole sequence where he's overdosing and he just like falls into the
Isn't that at the beginning?
It's like in the middle.
I thought it was at the beginning when he's like frozen like this. He's pretty much like,
what, he's standing?
Yeah, and he's like,
no. I'm talking about like towards the middle, where his friend shoots him up and then he just like falls back into the
water,
the carpet.
And it's water.
No, he falls into the carpet.
And he falls through it?
Yeah, he falls through it.
Doesn't he go into like a swimming sequence?
No, that's when he goes into the toilet.
Okay.
That's when he goes into the toilet. The most horrible toilet in Ireland or England or wherever the fuck he was. But no. He gets the injection and he's like, oh, that's some good shit. And then he falls back.
What is that accent you're going for there? That's a good shit. That's some good shit.
And then he falls back and then he like falls into the carpet, and then his dealer or his homie, I guess both, calls a cab, and he
calls an ambulance. It's his dealer and his homie. That's right.
He calls him a cab, and he just stuffs him in the cab, and he's like, yeah, take him to the ER.
Right, to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want him. He's like, he didn't want him to.
But the whole time, it's like a whole happy ass sequence. He's just like,
bliss.
Yeah, it's like a happy song playing in the back and shit.
Yeah, that's such a good movie.
Yeah. It's like
definitely watch it if you haven't watched it. But
it's like a 7 out of 10. The beginning is pretty good.
I'd say most of the movie's pretty spot on, even to the end. Like when he makes out with all the money.
Yeah.
Still interesting.
Yeah.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
And for its time, like,
I think the other dude was like, I don't know. It gets weird because like he has the other dude like walk all over him for the whole like the end of the movie.
Yeah.
He like comes to live with him and he's just
Yeah.
like, oh,
well, he's trying to clean up his life and stuff like that, but he keeps getting pulled into like the life that he doesn't want to, and that's some real shit, you know.
And it made you think that what's his name got AIDS.
Yeah.
But he didn't.
And then the whole baby stuff. And the baby's crawling on the ceiling and
yeah, that's just depressing.
Yeah, that's fucked.
Yeah, he's just like, oh man. So anyone want to shoot up?
Yeah, that's not my kid, not my problem.
Like, I'd be like, bruh, what?
Pause. Rewind.
I wish they could rewind.
Eject. VHS style.
Kids these days don't know about that.
Yeah. Kids these days couldn't even work a VHS.
Yeah. I don't even know where you could get a VHS player.
Goodwill.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a maybe. Goodwill or like the Ark or something. Yeah, but why would you?
Yeah, right. You can find anything you want to watch on something.
Right.
Even like the most obscure movie.
Yeah. Usually.
Yeah. Or even like the most obscure TV shows.
That's the crazy thing about society today, don't you think?
Don't you think?
You don't think?
No, I do.
Sometimes?
Only sometimes.
But
I don't like to do it too much.
the concept that like back in the day, a cult classic VHS tape would be like a tape you would actually have to get your hands on, and it would be such much more of an event where like you brought your buddy over and you're like, I got this vintage this movie Faces of Death, like they only made so many copies, and like you and I are about to experience this.
What's that one movie where the little kid goes to the library and then like
Harry Potter.
Bruh, come on. Nah, it's like the little kid, he bikes to the library and then like he starts reading the books and they start like coming alive.
Never ending story.
No. He like reads Jekyll and Hyde and they starts coming alive, and then there's like one ocean one and is this some like some Mandela shit or I'm just thinking
The Never Ending Story.
No, that's not it.
Have you seen that?
Well, it starts off like a regular, like it starts off in live action and then it turns animation.
Jane's and the Giant Peach.
No. No. This kid.
Technically, I was right, but it's not exactly what you're thinking.
What is the name of this shit?
It starts live action and it goes animation.
Yeah, it starts live action.
Wow.
And then he goes into this like mysterious ass library and he like starts going into the different sections and then things start turning into animation and he goes like into different books. Like one for sure I know is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And then
Is this a TV show or is this a movie?
it's a movie. I don't know if it's like Disney or
What
something.
era?
Like early 2000s, like when we were kids.
Man, this is troubling me.
Is this some Mandela shit?
No, it can't be.
I swear.
What else you got for me? Any famous Disney actors?
No.
Nobody famous?
It's like, yeah, I don't know. No, not really.
Huh.
And then
You really got me in a fucking loop here.
I'm gonna look it up after the pod, and then it's gonna hit me.
Fuck. Okay. I guess we should move on from...
We should wrap it up. It's getting a little long. What do you think?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Hey. That's what he said.
All right. Well, let's turn on the farewell music.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say, you know?
Don't let me forget about this though. I'm gonna look up
Starlight.
No.
Star.
No free plugs.
Absolutely not. We don't be fucking
damn.
with ads. There's a
Damn Wendy's. I don't know.
Fucking ads.
Hey, why is it called Carl's Jr. some places and what is the other one?
Hardee's.
Hardee's in other places.
I think it started out as one, and then eventually, when they branched out, they call it something different. That's
All right, folks. We're nearing 50 episodes of the Mack and Don Show.
Not quite, but almost.
Almost there. If you're here now, you're witnessing history.
This is the origin story,
The origin story.
the legacy,
The villain origin.
the legend of Mack and Don, the chronicles of two men who had something to say. And they said it, and they spoke upon it.
We're just here to like knock off all the old podcasters because everybody that's like popping in the podcast industry is old, you know. Except the Nelk boys, those dudes.
We're coming up right through that pipeline.
Yeah, so if you got gray in your beard, fuck you. We're coming after you.
Hey, we gotta have respect for the old heads.
No, we don't. Fuck them. It'll be like I told you, like it'll be like when AI crossed up Jordan, like I got your ass. I got your ass.
And they say LeBron couldn't meet Jordan on the court.
That's another topic for a different day. Let's not get into it.
He's visibly mad by this.
It's like when Steph Curry got LeBron's ass, you know?
There you go. There you go.
Like
Steph,
the 3 times he got his ass.
sink
All
a
right, that's
three.
neither here or there. We'll catch you next time. And we coming on the ass. Oh, take that.